please take the floor. She will tell us something about revenue models regarding sustainable forest management.
So, thank you very much. And yeah, what you say, good morning, good afternoon for some people. My name is Gerry Kouwenhoven and I work for the Holland University of Applied Sciences in the Netherlands. And I'm Associate Professor, Transformative Entrepreneurship. And for me, it's the first time in this, this is the first time in this interesting network. And that's maybe the reason that my presentation is different from the others. But in the other way, maybe it, as the last speaker, it keeps you awake, hopefully. And today I would like to share our experiences from the 2 years project in Suriname, what we completed in May 2025. And our project focused on the value of Suriname's forest and on creating sustainable opportunities for local communities. And today I will explain the project, share some interesting findings, and discuss challenges and maybe show some inspiring examples. During the project, we worked together with partners, local partners, researchers and students to explore how forest can create value beyond timber production. And I've seen some partners, I've seen them in the other presentations, also the Jan Starke Opleiding en Ontwikkelcenter, but also Van Hal Larenstein. There's also a University of Applied Sciences, Tropenbos, SBB, Stichting Bosbeheer en Bostoezicht, CELOS, NATIN, Cabisol. So a lot of partners, local from the Netherlands and local from Suriname. Why this project? When people think about forest, they often think about wood and timber, but forest provides much more than that. They provide fruits, nuts, medical plants, oil, water, and many other products that support local communities and the biodiversity. You also call it the NTFPs, the non-timber forest products, and that is also what we focused on. Our main question was, how can we create sustainable value chains that benefit communities while protecting the forest? It's all about, it is about the forest. It's about not about the wood, but it's all about the NTFPs. And why is this so important? That forests are extremely important for people and for the nature, but climate change is also affecting Suriname. Rising sea levels can lead to saltwater intrusion, erosion and loss of biodiversity. And changing water conditions can create droughts, flooding and crop failures. And this means that sustainable management of forests becomes increasingly important. Climate change affects almost all aspects of life, also in the Netherlands, it's warm, too warm, but also including the agriculture, health and livelihoods. And rural communities are highly dependent on natural resources and making them vulnerable to environmental changes. Also important is understanding the local context. One thing we learned very quickly was that Suriname is very different from the Netherlands. Many people speak Dutch, even deep in the interior areas, but culture is completely different. Suriname has many cultures living together in communities, the Maroons, Hindustani, Javanese, Creole, and all other kind of communities. And a famous saying illustrates this well. The Netherlands has the clock and Suriname has the time. And this says a lot about differences in culture and the ways of working. We learned that solutions cannot simply be copied from Europe and applied in Suriname. Many students with a Suriname's background study in the Netherlands at the Holland University of Applied Sciences. And they form a close-knit community called SU Holland. We involve these students in the research, and after all, many students are also eager to contribute to their motherland or their motherland of their parents. And students investigated opportunities in 3 areas: food products, non-food products, and regenerative tourism. And all of them, they looked at how forest products could create additional value and improve local livelihoods. And their findings showed both opportunities and challenges. And here you see the pictures of the students, SU Holland, but also pictures of the NTFP market in Paramaribo. We identified the several challenges. Many projects are sold without processing or added value. And transportation from remote areas is very expensive. Marketing activities are limited, and supply chains are poorly developed. And sometimes products spoil before they reach consumers. We also found that data about forest products is often incomplete or unreliable. And overharvesting can threaten that biodiversity and future availability. And here on this slide, you can see a fallen tree across the road. And to continue our journey, we had to remove it from the road by ourselves. And the roads are not like in the Netherlands, and the infrastructure is not yet ready to get projects quickly from the forest into the city. So these are challenges we have to do with. And one important reason, and this is in Piki Poika for the people we can recognize the captain. Important lesson was for us also for collaboration. Collaboration is very essential. When community works together, they can process products collectively, and this creates economies of scales and improves the quality. Communities can negotiate better prices and increase access to larger markets. And without collaboration, many opportunities remain difficult to achieve. I come to the examples. What we had, I told you, food, non-food, and regenerative tourism. Here you see what one student group did. One student group developed an interesting idea around soap. And on the slide, you see the wrapper designed from the NTFP soap. Soap seems like a very simple everyday product, but it became much more than just soap. The soap was made using ingredients from the Suriname's interior and was combined with storytelling about the forest and the local history. The response from the local communities was very positive, and people became inspired and wanted to learn how they could make these projects themselves. And also you see tea and oils. So there's a lot to do with NTFPs and non-food products. And also the food products, Another group focused on food products for people in the Netherlands with a connection to Suriname. Students developed concepts under the name Green Gold of Sue, and examples included herbal teas, spice mixes, handmade energy bars, and fruit chips. In Suriname, near the Palmabos, you have in Paramaribo, I personally tasted ice cream made from forest fruits, and I can really recommend it to try it once when you are in Paramaribo. And tea also based on herbs from the forest is also a product that offers many opportunities. The idea was not only to sell products, but also to invest profits back into education and local communities. And this creates a win-win situation. The third area, what we did, was the regenerative tourism. And one of the pictures, I've also seen it in the presentation before. It's the cola crake, but also this is also a picture from for Cassipora. It is a very inspiring example. It came from here, from Cassipora, and there tourism and agriculture were combined. A pineapple plantation and a resort were connected into one business model. And visitors can experience local culture, learn about medical plants, participate in workshops, and experience nature. And this shows how community development and entrepreneurship can support each other. The Yod Savannah, I recommend it also. And also the pineapples I've eaten there. One of our main lesson, perhaps the most important lesson from the project is this. The forest should not be seen as a storage room full of resources. The forest is a living ecosystem. Economy, ecology, and communities are all connected. Long-term value can only be created when ecological, social, and economic values are balanced. Maybe I don't know, this bird is also special. So
Tropical kingbird.
Sorry?
Tropical kingbird.
That's tropical kingbird. Thank you. Now I have a lot of very beautiful pictures from birds, but for today it's one. But for this presentation, I come to my conclusion. The Suriname's forest and non-timber forest products have enormous potential. They can contribute to solutions for climate change, biodiversity challenges, and poverty reduction. But this requires sustainable management, education, collaboration, and long-term partnerships. And our project showed that practice-based research can create innovation and help build sustainable futures. And on the poster at the airport, you will find a lot of posters, but this poster says, most forested country on earth. Let's make sure this is not a theory, but practice. The power of the forest can ensure a sustainable society and a resilient living environment for communities. With the knowledge we have gained in this project, we can serve as an example for other countries in the Amazon region. The power of the forest can ensure a sustainable society, both in Suriname and in the rest of the world, and a resilient living environment for the communities. So thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Associate Lecturer Kouwenhoven. So now it's time for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand or just ask. That's also possible.
Yeah.
Irma has a question.
Ja, hi, Gerry, mooie presentatie. En tegelijkertijd, ja, ik ben Irma de Waal van de Hogeschool van Amsterdam. Wij hebben ook studenten food quality die naar Suriname gaan.
So we do it still in English, Irma.
Oh, sorry.
For potential international audience.
Sorry, I apologize. So I'm from the Amsterdam University of Applied Sciences, and we also have students in food quality, and they're also, going to Suriname for internships. And I thought it would be maybe really interesting to work together on this. Because, like the products you've shown are just so very, very interesting. And I'm just wondering what they could do together, if they would work together on certain projects. That's my only response. I'm sure, I don't have, I'm not an expert, so.
Now, our students from the food, commerce and technology courses also did their internships in Suriname, but also in the Netherlands. They have a lot of connections with Suriname. So I think they did a very good job. And maybe after this seminar, we can also connect and see what we can do together, because it's also, for me, it's very important to develop, I think it's important for Suriname. So let's help our students and connect.
Continue. To keep sending students.
Yeah. There's also the students from the food, commerce and technology course, but also from the tourism courses. All of them are very important that they do their internships in Suriname.
Yeah,
yes. Great. Okay, after the seminar, we can find each other.
Right. Maybe room for one more question?
Yeah, Gerry, you mentioned that many students from in Holland are Surinamese or their parents. So how was the exchange with students from Suriname? Was that part of the project?
Part of the project, and we tried to do it with the students from NATIN, but in the NATIN courses there are less students. That is an vocational education, NATIN, maybe you know. And in the tourism course, there were 5 students in so it's there are 2. So we tried to do it, and we tried to help them to develop learning materials, but exchange between students from Suriname and the Netherlands was that's difficult.
Yeah. Okay. So that's still
but we tried.
a challenge. Yeah. But the numbers are likely lower, of course. The numbers are likely lower, yes. But I think, I think the quality could raise if you could integrate. Yeah.
We tried also to connect the Anton de Kom University, but our colleagues from the Wageningen University, they had connections. And the connection was not with the universities of applied sciences. Dus also the Van Hal-Larenstein, the David Kader University, and also in Holland University. It was difficult to connect with the Anton de Kom University.
Okay. Well, I think there must be. We had some people from Anton de Kom University now. Nicolas Pinas is still in the audience from biology. Richting coordinator. So I think the links and the interests are there. So I think there's a lot of potential to bring people together and explore how we can integrate this, especially across levels. And I think with biodiversity and conservation also as a core target, I think the integration with non-timber forest products, agriculture, and the starting talk by Max Huisden on bioactive molecules and contaminants, I think that brings everything together, I think.
All right.
Yes, if I can quickly say something.
Hi,
sure.
Guys, how are you? No, yeah, we are open for collaboration. We can work together on students exchange, on programs together. So that's not the problem.
Great.
Very nice. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that we've come to the end, to the 5th edition of the BioREPS Online Seminars. Thank you all for attending, and we will see you again in 6 months.
Auke, did you want to say something? I see suddenly a hand popping up.
Yeah, okay, Auke. Yes, go ahead.
And the hand is gone.
Yeah, no, so, yeah, sorry. Yeah. I had some trouble finding where the hand was. Where is it? Sorry. I think one thing that is very important to keep in mind when trying to collaborate between Suriname and Netherlands. And I'm obviously Dutch, and I've been living and working in Suriname for about 20 years now. A very important thing when working in Suriname or trying to establish relationships is that if you want to make encourage people with making money from the forest in a sustainable way, it should be something that they want themselves. It should be a bottom-up approach and not a top-down as is often done. So if you come as from Holland and you have a great idea, in all aspects it's a great idea, and you want to let people know it's a great idea, you want to do this great idea because they can make lots of money with it. If it's not coming from them, there's a really large chance that it will die down. It has to come from the people themselves. I've seen it over and over. If white people come from the Netherlands or Belgium or the States and they have a great plan, and they say, well, you can do it this and like that, and lots of money, and it doesn't work.
Do you want to comment on that, Gerry? Because you probably, that's maybe one of your challenges.
I recognize that it's you have to do it together, and not you as a Dutch people, you don't go there for advice. No, you have to do it together, and that's also what we did with the communities in Suriname. Is that we invited all the kapiteinen, the captains, to our Jan Starke Center. So and we worked together, and it's not what we did is that we said from how to do it, but how can we do it together?
Yes, but you came with a plan there. It was not that the captains invited you, because we as captains, as village elders, we need something to, or we have an idea, but we don't have the expertise to make it blossom. Can you help us? You came there, you invited the captains, we have a great idea, we want to make it blossom with you. I think that maybe that is not the direction that it will work as you hope it will work, and as everybody may hope it will works, because it's an approach from the other side. But I wish you all the best. But my experience is that you can maybe do it from your way, but then you have first to use probably a couple of years planting the seeds for this idea, talking with people in a very you have to approach them in a very non-approaching way. You have to just talk with them, plant seeds in their mind, and then they have to think about it by themselves, like, hey, this is a great idea. They have to talk among themselves, and then finally, okay, this may be a good idea. Hey, we have this idea, but we don't lack the experience. Can you help us?
So it would maybe be interesting. Nicolas, are you still there? Can you say something about this? Nicolas is Maron himself. And so maybe he could also, from another perspective, say something about this.
What was the question? Sorry, I had a
Well,
colleague asking something.
Yeah, so they're talking about top-down or bottom-up perspectives on developing potentially developing new plans for exploiting non-timber products. But yeah, how to approach that? And I think Auke is raising a very significant point, and I think Gerry must have come across that as well as one of the challenges. But whether how to approach, how to start, and whether the captains, the kapitaan from villages, need to be the ones that come up with the idea. And yeah, that's, I mean, it's obvious that from the Netherlands you don't come there and you plant your idea, but it should be a collaborative enterprise. Is that you must have experience in that?
Yeah, sure. So when we have a project, we discuss with them and explain what we want to do, how we are planning to do it. But then ask for their input. That's the way we go about it. With the rice project, that's what we did. We informed them of the project and where we would collect and who we want to talk with. We even had a discussion about the project with them. And then also we are now doing a taro project with 4 communities, and it's the same. We contact them, we explain the project, they give us their input, things that we as scientists might have overlooked, and then they give us their input, and we work on it together. If they have something significant that they want to add to the project, for example, now one of the things that almost everyone is asking is what's the long-term impact. So we try to explain that and build it in our projects. So yeah.
So that is basically the same approach that Gerry uses. We inform them about our project.
Yeah, we inform them about our project, because it's, I don't know if you can, how do you do that? Like you visit a community, you want to do something, or I don't know how you would do it differently.
Well,
if you're the one that has the idea, you should be the one to communicate that with the community.
Yes, I think you missed a bit of the explanation I gave before, because in my experience, the idea should come from the local community. Maybe you, over the time span of a couple of years, you talk with people without pressing them into anything, but maybe you discuss things with them, like how maybe you're able to help your village and what kind of problems does your village have, and then you tell them, like, well, maybe you could do something like this.
Yes.
And then if they actually start thinking about it and they think, well, this is a good idea, then they approach you, because they will hopefully say, well, I think we have a good idea here. We as elders, as captains, have a good idea here, but we need to we need expertise from somewhere else because we lack it, and that they approach you, and that you then help to develop their plan, rather than the other way around. Like you as a big schooler have a big plan, and you inform them, like, we are want to do this in your village. Like okay, whatever, do what you want. We have a little bit of money while you're doing it. We make a bit of money because you have to pay us for the work in the forest that has to be done. And then when you're gone, okay, bye. And the whole project falls down. I've seen over and over again.
No, but that's more the long term. Like you need to have a connection and a bond with the people to establish such a working relationship, I think.
I think
you need to be coming more often that visiting just once or twice a year.
Yeah, I think also it's important to have a long-term connection, and in our partners in our project, Some people lived also in Suriname for a long period, or they come originally from Suriname. Sietse van Dijk, maybe you know the name from Probos. Ahmed Vrede, he lives half in the Netherlands, half in Suriname. So it makes that makes difference, yes.
I agree. A long-term relationship is very important.
Yes, yes, yes.
So is that also the plan, Gerry, with the outcome of your project? Did you go back or to the captain?
Yeah. Now we try to have more. Yeah, there is a long-term relationship between Suriname and the Holland University, but also from the Van Hal Ladenstein dus the University of Devika. So there are a lot of connections. And that's also the plan to don't stop with when the money is over, but yeah, we don't stop. That's also the reason why I'm here.
Try to make it sustainable in the long run.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So on this note, we can conclude. Thank you all for being part of this. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll see you in half a year at least.
Bye-bye.
Earlier.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.